Oh, it's time for us to talk about Benjamin Šeško, people. The truth about it is that I am excited about this situation. I am absolutely excited because Manchester United could be getting a striker that would lead them into the next phase of what we see as Project 150, where Manchester United should be winning the Premier League in 3 years' time. That is the project, and Benjamin Šeško seemingly is going to be the man to lead this. I'm excited about this. Don't get me wrong, I am so excited. It is so good to actually know that we are probably getting a really good striker in this situation, and I'm excited. I told you guys, in fact, the life we were in yesterday, I literally said it. I said, if Benjamin Šeško comes to Manchester United, this will be the perfect time and the perfect guy for this purpose. The time is right for Benjamin Šeško to come to Manchester United. One thing is for sure. Andy Mitten, who is a very tier one kind of player and kind of what do you call him, columnist, and also like what would you call them, journalist. He basically said it. He was crystal clear about the situation that Benjamin Šeško has always been Manchester United's target. He last year, before we got Joshua Xerxes, Benjamin Šeško was Manchester United's target, number one target, and Joshua Xerxes was a little bit lower. And that is where we're coming. That is where we're coming. We are finally getting the man. We're finally getting excuse me, Benjamin Šeško. And I know this situation is not very straightforward. It is not done yet. But in my mind, RB Leipzig understand that he needs to leave. He understands that it is time for him to leave. He's basically going to pick between Manchester United and Newcastle. And in my mind, and based on what I've read and the understanding that I'm actually getting from this situation, he has chosen Manchester United to be his next position because he has started concrete talks with Manchester United. However, Newcastle's talks have not gone to the stage of concrete talks yet. And that's why I believe that that's why Manchester United is the choice for Benjamin Šeško. And I'm going to basically watch out for this because I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep you guys updated. But the best thing about this situation is that we are going to break down who Benjamin Šeško is once this deal kind of gets through. If it gets deeper, once we hear that the Here We Go is in, I'm going to do a deep dive and a tactical analysis of who we see and who Benjamin Šeško is based on how I basically evaluate strikers and how I see Manchester United utilizing this kid. First things first, we are going to start with what has been said, right? Um, about some hours ago, Dave Ornstein, who has definitely been bringing us heat upon heat upon heat, Dave Austin comes out here and tells us straight up. He says Manchester United. If I let me read this out so we do not have any mistakes. He says Manchester United's prioritizing Benjamin Šeško if striker signed. Um, if a striker is signed this summer, the 22-year-old now prefer the option of excuse me, now prefer the option of Manchester United. Informal contact made with RB Leipzig. The Slovenia international also remains a top target for Newcastle. Newcastle pursuit continues. I want you guys to understand this situation because the truth about this is not, it's not just the idea of Benjamin Šeško coming to Manchester United. Nani Best says, I can't wait for the Here We Go. Bro, I can't wait for it either. Barayino, what's up, blood? Can't wait for it either. I'm excited about this situation and it's ridiculous to think about. But before we go on, we are basically just giving you guys the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we are going to be talking about. Salute, my brother. Guys, let's get us to that 1,000 likes on TikToks and about 10 likes on YouTube. So let's get it rolling as we continue. Berehino, for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. One thing is for sure about this situation, right? Benjamin Šeško has always been a Manchester United target ever since he was a teenager. And we need to actually look at it in this situation because a lot of people are like, oh, why are we now going from Liam Delap? From Liam Delap, we went to Victor Gyökeres, from Gyökeres to a links with Victor Osimhen, and now we have landed at Benjamin Šeško. Is Benjamin Šeško not going to be just the third option when Ruben Amorim wanted the first option. Don't get me wrong, that is what technically happened. But this is not a first option kind of player. He's not like it's not like not the first option. He's not like a third option kind of player. He's a first option that just landed in our lap. You understand? He landed in our lap because Manchester United already understood. We understood, you get me? We understood the Arsenal was his first position. That's where he already was speaking to them. This was not a situation that Arsenal kept on negotiating or started negotiating in the summer. So we're negotiating last year, couldn't get it done. Came in January, negotiated, couldn't get it done. Came in the summer, negotiated, but because it's a different man negotiating now in the summer, they basically just pulled out of the race and went for Victor Jokeres. They pulled out of the race and went for Victor Jokeres. So that's what is happening in this situation. And we are going to break it down a little bit more so you guys understand. Florian Plattenberg came here and said, Suni, thank you for following us. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Suni, Manchester United, Florian Prattenberg came in and said, by the way, Florian Prattenberg is a journalist from Germany. So his sources are absolutely good when it comes to German football. I don't know about the rest of the league, but or the rest of the European leagues, but he has been good so far this summer, and that's the beautiful thing about it. He comes out and he says Manchester United held concrete talks with Benjamin Šeško during the RB Leipzig training camp, and also on site as reported. That means we went there personally. We went there in person. That's how I'm understanding it. Because he says we held concrete talks with Benjamin Šeško during the RB Leipzig training camp and also on site. They were there. They were there in presence. They said, no, this is our striker. We are going there to make sure that we can get this deal done. That is the key part that we are not understanding. Manchester United are heated with this one. They know they want to get this striker done. They know they cannot go into the next season without the striker. You understand? They know that it is crystal clear about this situation. And so they said, as reported, there is and was always a feeling that Šeško would choose Manchester United over all other current options. Christopher Vivel is eager to bring Šeško in. Newcastle representatives were also on site to discuss a potential move for Šeško. Talks are ongoing. Decision soon. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But then Dave Ornstein, drop it. I bit David Ornstein. Let me pronounce his name in full. He come back and dropped another bomber. He dropped another Dave Ornstein bomber. You understand? He says RB Leipzig are asking for Benjamin Šeško, 75 million euros guaranteed plus ons and a percentage of future sale. Oh my God. They stingy. They definitely stingy. I understand now why Arsenal did not get this deal done. Oh, thank you for following, and I appreciate you. I understand why this they did not get this deal done because they want 75 million guaranteed. Jordan, thank you for following. I appreciate you guys. Guys, keep on hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. They want 75 million guaranteed plus add-ons. We do not understand what the add-ons is. It might be 5 million to get it to 80, which is what was rumored. And then they want a percentage of future sale. Bro, you're selling Benjamin Šeško to Manchester United. You're not selling Benjamin Šeško to Newcastle, where you are probably going to get another sale from him. He is 22 years of age. I understand that. But if he is joining Manchester United, he is joining a club, is a destination. It's not a stepping stone. You get me? It's not a stepping stone. And that's where, like, these guys are getting it a little twisted. The same thing for Arsenal. Arsenal is a destination and not a stepping stone. Well, that's a little debatable because we understand that Van Persie used them as a stepping stone. We understand a lot of players have used Arsenal as a stepping stone. Fabregas, Nasri, um, um, whatever Clichy, all those guys, Sagna, Adebayor. I don't want to go into the focus is not about Arsenal, but that was the part that I looked at and I was like, that's a little shaky, man. That's a little shaky. in that situation, because I know Manchester United are not going to agree. They're not going to agree on that percentage of future sale. We just don't do that. Shy Guy Shenanigans, thank you for following, man. I appreciate you. Let's run it up, man. We are on our way to 1,000 or 1,000 on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 10,000 followers on TikTok. So let's run it up. Run it up. So yes, that's what we are seeing for Benjamin Šeško right now. Manchester United, okay, Newcastle and Manchester United pursuing, but no agreements yet with RB Leipzig or with the Slovenian forward. So we have not gotten any verbal agreement on this situation, right? We have not gotten any verbal agreement on this situation, but there's a little bit something that actually got the game twisted. You understand? It got the game real twisted. Now, why is that? What is that reason, you may ask? RB Leipzig are also looking at Manchester United's players. They're also looking at the player that Manchester United have. And you understand, in this situation, Manchester United have gone into the situation actually saying, we can give you, right? We can give you, we are open to letting one person, we are open to bringing one player into the negotiations. You get what I mean? Manchester United are saying they're open in bringing, in allowing them to add a player, in allowing them to add a player in this deal in order for the money to be brought down a little. Of course, we understand that Manchester United are struggling when it comes to money. We know that for a fact. So they're utilizing their ability to say, hey, we have a striker that you guys actually want. You understand? Add him into this deal. So instead of we paying you 75 plus 5, we can pay you 45 because you guys are getting what's his name? Rasmus Højlund. And it's basically been reported by Fabrizio Romano, right? That's why I'm excited about this situation. He says RB Leipzig have offered the chance to include a player in the Šeško deal. Højlund is considered a dream target. You understand? Højlund is considered a dream target. Don't get me wrong when I say this, Rasmus Højlund is a talented boy. Rasmus Højlund is a talented footballer, and if he is considered as a dream target, I know a lot of Manchester United fans that want to make this happen. They would jump at the idea of making it happen. You understand? Because the beautiful thing about this situation is that if Manchester United can parlay Rasmus Højlund into the deal for Benjamin Šeško, that means this deal can get done sooner than later. You understand? The deal can get done sooner than later, and that's the exciting part about the situation. It's the exciting part about the situation because Rasmus Højlund can go to RB Leipzig, not just go to RB Leipzig because RB Leipzig is a small place. No, RB Leipzig is actually one of the biggest clubs in Germany right now. You go there, you have a whole system that works very well for you because it works very well for Benjamin Šeško, and they're quite similar of a player. You understand? They're quite similar of player in terms of what they like to do. They're quite similar, and so in that mindset, I truly believe that Manchester United can use this situation to actually get us Benjamin Šeško. You understand? We can use this situation to actually get us Benjamin Šeško. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical about this situation because I really do like Rasmus Højlund. And I know that is going to be a shocking thing for a lot of people. But I really do like Rasmus Højlund. I know that this guy is a talented player. Rocky says, Šeško 64, great deal. David Onstein said, yes, that's the great part about this situation. That's the great part about the situation, I'm telling you. Because Manchester United can get this deal done. It's a possibility. It's not far from actually happening. You understand? It is a possibility. All we need to do is just make sure that we are in the right place and do the negotiations the way that we need to do it, and we would absolutely get it done. That's what we need to do. We would absolutely get it done. And that's the exciting part about this situation. La, la, la. Is the exciting part about this situation. All we need to do is understand that we need to get into this deal and make sure that we are in it when it's time for striking. Because one thing I know for sure is if you have the opportunity to come to Manchester United and you have the opportunity to go to Newcastle, there's only one choice in that situation. No matter how Newcastle are flying, Newcastle is not, right now, they are stagnant. And I tell people this, but people do not want to believe me. Newcastle feels stagnant. They are dealing with the situation of them losing their best striker. They're losing their best player. That's what they're dealing with. That's the situation they're dealing with. Why Manchester United kept our best player. Not just keeping our best player. We absolutely understand, right? We understand that for us to get better, for us to win the league by 2030, by 3 years' time, we need to add to that. You understand? We need to add to those situations. And that's how we get better. That right there is how we get better. And he needs to see this. He truly does. He truly does. And I know he's going to. You understand? I truly do know he's going to. And that's the best part about it. That's the best part about that situation. And so me, I'm ready to see what the situation gets. I'm ready to see how it goes. I'm ready to see where it goes from. And basically how we are going to lead into this. You understand? Of course, we have a preseason game today. We have a preseason game today, and that's exciting. But I can tell you, it would have been a lot more exciting. In fact, I would have found my way to go watch it in the USA in Chicago. I would have gone and find my way to go watch the game. I would have. I would have. Soccer gamer, welcome in, man. I would have. That's the beautiful part about this situation. But when we are talking about strikers, there's also a lot of things happening in the world of football that we can't only just sit down and talk about. What's his name? Benjamin Šeško. We really can't just talk about Benjamin Šeško the entire. Don't get me wrong, I can do it. I can talk about Benjamin Šeško the entire game or the entire life. But I know that would just be repetitive for a lot of people. You understand? That would be repetitive for a lot of people because, of course, we also get to watch the preseason. But in this situation, we also have to talk about Alexander Isak. And I'm about to say something that is very controversial. You get me? I'm about to say something that might be very controversial in my mind. I think Newcastle should not let go of Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak might throw a fit. He might kick the ground. He might kick whatever he wants to kick. You understand me? He might do all that. But if Newcastle want to be seen as a big club, if Newcastle want to be seen as a club that is of substance, if they want to be seen as a club that do not sell their best players, as not a selling club anymore, because Newcastle has always been a selling club ever since they stopped winning trophies. They've always been a selling club after they stopped winning trophies. If they want to regain their reputation, they need to keep him in the Geordies. They need to keep him in that black and white jersey. If they don't keep him in that black and white jersey, it's going to be a situation. It is going to be a situation. Romano said he didn't make his decision yet. Well, what I'm talking about is from what's his name? Dave Ornstein. So I'm not speaking on something that I concocted myself. You understand? I'm not speaking on something that I just came out of thin air. I do not do that. Um, let's see. Let me just read it out for you guys so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Because Dave Ornstein has come out and literally said it. Even what's his name? Um, Florian Plattenberg. All right. So this right here says it says Manchester United are prioritizing Benjamin Šeško if the striker signed this summer. The 22, this is the key part. The 22 now preferred option for Manchester United. Okay, yeah, so that's still Manchester United. Informal contact made with RB Leipzig, Slovenia international remains a top target for Newcastle. Now, this is where the position also then came in, right? It also came in that first things first because we are putting two together. We are trying to figure these things out. You understand? Mr. Armstrong, thank you very much for following us. I truly appreciate you, dog. We're trying to figure it together. And so the idea is putting things together. You take this puzzle piece, you take that puzzle piece, you take a third one, and you add it together and you come up with a beautiful picture. So why I came up with being that the decision has been made is the decision has been made by Manchester United. Mr. Armstrong says I am a majority. Man, you are going through it. I'm sorry, bro. You're going through it right now. You're going through it right now. And it's a problem for Newcastle. They need to find a way to keep Isak and find a way very, very quick. But let me continue about the answer that I was trying to give. Mr. Armstrong, give me 1 second. We will definitely talk about it when we're doing a show right now, but we'll definitely bring you back on. Okay, we'll definitely bring you back on. But this situation, right? The reason why I'm actually talking about this situation in terms of why I believe that Šeško has already chosen Manchester United is that RB Leipzig themselves have started this conversation about talking about Manchester United adding a player into the deal to get the deal done. You understand? To get the deal done. They're speaking about what they want. So the concrete talks have started happening. You understand? The concrete talks have started happening. Soccer Gamer says you're cheering me up. I was sad now. You're cheering me up. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I hope you are getting better. And I don't want anyone sad. It's definitely been a tough day. Plus, it's really hot. So, guys, basically, drink your water, drink your juices. Just get yourself all figured out because it is a tough time out here. Um, so that's the thing. That's the reason why I say Benjamin Šeško has already, in my mind, made a decision because they already said, this is Florian Plattenberg. And I want to also give you guys like options. It says, there is and was always a feeling that Šeško would choose Manchester United over all other current options. You understand? Plus the fact that we have Christopher Vivel in the building negotiating. In fact, it's not just in Carrington or with you in with Manchester United in the US. He is where RB Leipzig is and discussing now. That is basically me making it up. But I'm not talking about I don't know whether Christopher Vivo is there presently, but what they said and what Florian Plattenberg said is that Manchester United's negotiation is on site. The people negotiating for the deal are on site, so they are in their ground. It's not over Zoom, it's not over YouTube, it's not over anything like that. They're in there in person. You understand? They're in there in person. And so that's the beautiful thing about this situation. So I hope I answered that question. Now let's get into the comments. Before we go any further, guys, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button so you guys do not miss anything. We go live. We try to go live every day, except of some situations and live basically calling, but we try to go live every day. Pa- Pabisano says, what about our midfield issues? We are definitely having problems with that. We definitely have problems with that. It's quite sad, but we haven't heard anything about our midfield issues yet. But I know Manchester United have looked at a lot of players. We have looked at Edison. We have looked at Hackney, that is from the Championship. We have looked at a lot of players to kind of fit that mold, but it's quite hard because what's his name? Ruben Amorim wants a player and wants a player that is very, very combative, but also technically sound in that midfield with a lot of energy. Chris says, Mr. Armstrong, you're not alone. Uh, Mr. Armstrong says, I've been depressed all week. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry because it is a tough one. If Newcastle, I'm saying this again because I want people in the back to actually hear me. If Newcastle needs to be regarded as a top club, if they want to be regarded as a top club, they need to keep Alexander Isak. Now I'm going to give you guys The domino effect of them keeping Alexander Isak. Newcastle, based on what we have read today, are losing the race to Manchester United for Benjamin Šeško. So they are not going to be able to get the replacement. You understand? They're not going to be able to get the replacement for Alexander Isak. And Alexander Isak wants a pay rise. You understand? He wants a pay rise, but you are right, Armstrong. FFP is not going to let them pay Alexander Isak what Alexander Isak wants to be paid for him to stay. I don't think they have the money to do that. But this is where being smart comes into the situation, because you guys just signed Aaron Ramsdale, right? You just signed Aaron Ramsdale from Southampton. Even be it that it's on loan, you have five goalkeepers. You understand? You have five goalkeepers. Armstrong says, and we have the money. Yes, you guys do have the money. You guys have the richest owners in the entire world. You do. But the football doesn't really work like the way it worked when Manchester City got their owners and when Chelsea got Abramovich. It doesn't work like that anymore. There's now check and balances, and that's where the problem comes from, especially for you guys. That's where the problem comes from. Armstrong says we have the richest owner in football. Yes, I just said that. You are absolutely right. Newcastle have the richest owners in football. But the truth about it is that there are checks and balances. There's a financial fair play that definitely is going to be a problem. Chris says, I understand that other reporters, but if it doesn't get confirmed by Romano, then I won't be stressed. Okay, that's absolutely true. But this is my point. This is my point about Alexander Isak, right? This is my point about Isak. I need Newcastle to keep him. Not because of I am a United fan and I want Benjamin Šeško, because I actually do want Benjamin Šeško. I want Benjamin Šeško. Armstrong says I will be back. Okay, we'll be here. We'll be here waiting for you, buddy. I want Benjamin Šeško to come to United. But we also have to think about Alexander Isak has already gotten a verbal agreement with Liverpool. They have already gotten a verbal agreement with Liverpool. You understand? Soccer Gamer says Isak could go to let's see, let's read that. Isak could go to Liverpool. There is a chance he wants he wants more money. So this is the situation about this transfer, right? There's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of movements going on. A lot of movement. Newcastle could be like, hey, this could be a negotiating tactic for him to be able to get what he wants from Newcastle. But in my mind, I just think Newcastle, what they need to do, right? What they need to do is find a way to sell Nick Pope. Find a way to sell Nick Pope. Find a way to sell Livramento. You understand? Don't get me wrong. I know Livramento is a talented boy, but you can replace Livramento in more efficiency than you can replace Alexander Isak. You understand? Find a way to replace Livramento. Find a way to sell Hall, and then give the money, part of the money anyway, to Alexander Isak to sign a new deal. And when he signs that new deal, then you put a release clause in his contract. Because Alexander Isak is going to be a talented player next year. He's going to be a talented player 5 years in coming. And guess what about that situation? Other players are still going to come in. Shaq, welcome in, man. I appreciate you for coming in. Other owners are still going to come in for his services. And in my mind, that is where you then have to be like, okay, we have gotten 6 years of your services. Now pay the 120. Pay the 120 and we'll leave. And he would leave. You understand? That's the point right there. Soccer Gamer says Newcastle will agree and put Isak to Liverpool. I have a feeling. But that's the point. I understand that Newcastle will probably let this go. They'll probably do that. But they might be going into the situation with only Wissa. You might be going into the season with only Wissa. And that is definitely going to be such a downgrade. And this is no disrespect to Wissa because Wissa is a talented player. But he's no Isak. He is no Šeško. You understand? He's no Isak, he's no Šeško. And so there, it doesn't make any sense for us to be like, nah, bruh, nah, we're just going to let him go. He signed a contract. He has 3 years on his record already, I believe. He has 3 years in his contract right now as we speak. Richard Johnson, CPA, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your service too. Richard says Šeško rejects Arsenal and chooses United. It's not that he rejected Arsenal. That's not what he did. It's not that he rejected Arsenal. Christina, thank you for joining us. It's not that he rejected Arsenal. You understand? The negotiation just went on too long. So okay. Let me give you kind of the background of what the situation is actually. So Edu is this kind of football owner, or not football owner, but like director, football director. That if he identifies a player that he feels is perfect for the role that he wants the player to play, he doesn't get the second target. He focuses on that player until he gets the player. And this is the situation what he does. He makes the player feel that the club will not be able to get any better without them in it. That is the reason why Zubimendi turned down Liverpool, right? And agreed to sign for Arsenal. That exact tactic was what made Zubimendi sign for Arsenal, arguably. Now, that was the same thing Arsenal went to do with Benjamin Šeško. They have been discussing with Benjamin Šeško since 2023, sorry. They have been discussing with Benjamin Šeško since 2023. That's what they have been discussing. But these discussions did not did not like get any fruits because Benjamin Šeško decided to stay at RB Leipzig to get better. You understand? To get better. This year was the year that he decided, okay, it is time for me to move. It is time for me to move to get myself into a better club. You understand? And then Arsenal came into continuing the negotiations. But bear in mind, it is not Edu right now in the helm. It is not Edu. It is Berta, Andre Berta. If you do not know who Andre Berta is, Andre Berta was the former football director of Atletico Madrid. He is known for negotiating on two fronts. You understand? He is known for negotiating on two fronts. And then when they both agree, then he picks which one is perfect for the team. By talking to the manager, by talking to the players, by understanding the chemistry of how that player will fit into the team. That's what he did with Alvaro from Manchester City. That's what he did for a lot of players in Atletico Madrid, for Renan Lodi, even for Mateus Cunha. But then you see in this situation, right? In this situation, what you then have to see, which is crazy talk because the negotiations kept on going. But then I think what was reported that kind of broke the camel's back was the idea that he wanted a release clause in his contract. He wanted a release clause in his contract. And that's the same thing that the conversation has been having. Now we are hearing that Leipzig want a future percentage in its sale. You understand? That's where it's getting crazy. That's the reason Arsenal was like, okay, guys, you guys are playing hardball. And we even have a striker here that wants us, that has told the world that he wants to go to Arsenal, that has given discount upon discount. Even his agent gave discounts. That's how crazy it is. His agent gave discounts for him to go to Arsenal. And he got his wish. And in that situation, what happened was he definitely looked around and he understood that Gyökeres is a better striker anyway. He's a more accomplished striker. He's someone that absolutely has everything in his locker. And they went for him, even though Gyökeres is 27 of age. You understand? Don says Gyökeres is better anyways. Up the Gunners. Up the Gunners. That's definitely something for him. So yes, Gyökeres is definitely better than Benjamin Šeško right now. But I just wanted to give a background to Mr. Armstrong, especially about this whole situation. But yeah, man, it's a tough one. Chris says, I don't believe that United have the money for the deal unless you're sell. No doubt about it. Manchester United do not have the money. Newcastle itself do not have exactly the money because of FFP. They are struggling so hard with FFP. Now they have liquid cash to actually splash and go get the deal done ASAP. Because the only person I believe that they have signed in terms of a lot of money um is Anthony Elanga. Which, thank you, by the way, you guys gave us about £7 to £9 million from the deal in terms of the sell-on clause. But in this particular situation, right? In this situation, it is not just about the money. It is not just about the money. Don't get me wrong, it is not just about the money. It's also about the team that he's playing for. It's also about the project. You get me? It's also about the project. And if you are looking at the project itself, you have to understand that right now, your best player is leaving. You get me? Your best player is leaving. And that is your best player in Isak. And they're bringing Benjamin Šeško to replace him. Well, Manchester United just bought two of the best players, two of the best players in the Premier League right now, in Mateus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo. And so bringing him in is just an added bonus. It's an added bonus. Chris says if we had a director of football, then I believe we would have been had Sesko on our team. Yes, that's one thing that has definitely been a very, very, very weird situation for Newcastle. It has been a weird situation for Newcastle because you had Dan, whatever his name is, and then you lost him to Manchester United. And Manchester United fired him 3 months later. And then you look at you guys go get the other guy. Forgotten what forgotten the name so much. You go get the other guy, right? You go get the other guy. And as you get the other guy, literally 3 months later, he's gone. He's done. He's not in the seat anymore. There's something happening over there that's causing them to actually leave in the way they're leaving. Now, don't get me wrong. The first guy, I believe it was just Manchester United that swayed him. But the second, I don't understand. Mitchell, I think that's his name. Mitchell. Mitchell. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's a lot of movement. It's a lot of movement for Newcastle, and that's the disappointing part about the situation. That's the disappointing part about the situation because Newcastle are a budding side. They're a side that are meant to be definitely better right now. They definitely need to be better. Chris says our latest director of football had a bad relationship with Eddie Howe. It's crazy. A bad relationship with Eddie Howe, and you just arrived. You just arrived. Huh. That's a tough one. You have a bad relationship with the manager, and you just arrived. There's a problem there, and that's also the owners to blame because you should have actually understood which is which. You should have understood which is which and how the chemistry is going to blend. You get me? How the chemistry is going to blend. Well, let's keep on going about this transfer window because there's a lot of things happening, and I want you guys to kind of be up to date with everything going. Of course, Everton are winning. Oh no, West Ham is winning by Fulkrug. Man, I used to love Fulkrug when he was at Dortmund. Fulkrug definitely scored, and that's definitely good for them. We have here, of course, this is a update from Florian Plattenberg. He says, understand that Alexander Isak has already reached a verbal agreement in principle with Liverpool over a contract running until 2031. Isak wants to make the move to Liverpool as early as this transfer window. The clubs are in contact. His salary at Liverpool would be similar to that of Hugo Ekitike's. Newcastle are still pushing hard to sign Benjamin Šeško, but Manchester United are also in the race. Fabrizio Romano, of course, goes in and says, this is about 1 hour ago, if I'm not mistaken. He goes in and says, Alexander Isak keeps waiting for Liverpool. His only clear choice, despite rumors on Al Hilal and more clubs. Personal terms never gonna be an issue, as choice has been made weeks ago. Isaac also aware of Liverpool preferred for record bid if Newcastle will open doors for sale. Yeah, man, it's definitely happening. I don't understand what you guys think, but it, Newcastle are not going to stop this from happening one way or the other. If you guys do not do what Maranakas did, he's leaving. Chris says, I think we are rumored to get Forrest, a director of football, but I'm not certain. Well, the Forest director of football, I believe, is Edu, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Forest director of football is Edu, the guy that left Arsenal. But I might be mistaken in that situation. Soccer Gamer says, I feel like Isak is upset with Newcastle because he doesn't have enough time to play. No, bro. He plays every game if he's available. He plays every game if he's available. Um, Gerald Hato contract at Chelsea will be valid until June 2032 with an option of a further year. Personnel terms agreed around 10 days ago. So that's definitely happening. There's no stopping that situation. Um, so yeah, man, that's what is going on right now. Benjamin Šeško is definitely living it up for sure. For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. What's going on? Okay, oh, we do have a breaking news from ESPN. Brianna Stewart, who is a basketball player, if you guys did not know, Brianna Stewart has a bone bruise in her right knee. Liberty coach Sandy Brondello confirmed Wednesday. Brondello said there is no firm timetable for when Stewart will return to action. Bear in mind, Brianna Stewart is a very talented bowler. She is a talented bowler, definitely. Chris says we could go get Samu from Porto if Šeško doesn't go to Newcastle. Now that would be a Newcastle striker. That right there will be a Newcastle striker because Omaradion, I think that's the name. That's his last name. Samu Omaradion. He is absolutely ecstatic. He is crazy good. He is big. He is strong. Talk about somebody that understand how to use his body. Talk about someone that understand how to use his body. Megan Thee Stallion would definitely be proud by saying body yada yada yada. You get me? Barayino says Benjamin Šeško early retirement. Here we go. Come on now, bro. Relax, bro. It's not that serious. He's going to do good. Ellen says, what's going on with Donnarumma? Is he going to stay or he's going to go at PSG? Oh, so that's actually good because that is something that we need to talk about too. It is on the thumbnail on YouTube. Um, and we need to talk about it. So thank you, Alan, for bringing this up. One thing is for sure, Donnarumma is in a peculiar situation. A peculiar situation because PSG has gone in for Chevalier. Chevalier, if you do not know, is a very talented young goalkeeper, right? That that plays for Lille. He is very, very talented. He has everything it takes to be a world class player. Everything it takes to be a world class player. And they have gone for him. I believe he's actually going to go to PSG. And when you're bringing a talented goalkeeper like that, what that tells you as a goalkeeper that's in there means your position is up for grasp. And Donnarumma is getting paid a lot of money. He's getting paid a lot of money, and this is the situation. Donnarumma is a talented goalkeeper, but he's so bad with his feet. He's so bad with his feet, and that is one thing that PSG want to do. It is Luis Enrique we are talking about. It's Luis Campos we are talking about. You get me? Matthew says, love the Wyoming hat. Salute to you. Thank you. I appreciate you. This is one of my favorite hats, actually. It's one of my favorite hats. I like the colors. It's a Wyoming hat. Plus, a lot of people think it's Ipswich I'm supporting. So we definitely has to go, have to get it going. Um, Shout out to you, man. I forgot your name, but you don't have a name. It just says user something something. But yeah, guys, bring on the questions, man. Bring on the questions. We have a lot of things to go, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, YouTube right now. Hit the like button. Let's get to 10 likes on YouTube and on our way to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So guys, get it going, man. Get it going. We are almost there. And on TikTok, let's get it to 5,000 likes and a 10,000 follower account. That would definitely be a dream of mine. Alan says, I heard United are interested in signing Donnarumma. Manchester United are in the market. That's one thing I'm going to say. Manchester United are in the market, and they have basically had, you know how you basically like, how would I put it? Let's say you see a bad girl, like she is nice at a club or something, or maybe not even at a club, at a coffee shop, and you know her friend, but she is so deep in thought, right? She is so deep in thought and deep in whatever she's reading that you do not want to disturb. And so you dap the friend and you be like, yo, who's that? Who's that? Let me know who that is. Let me know if she's single so I know like I can make a move on a later time. You get me? That's what Manchester United just did. Manchester United have basically just kicked the tires, understanding and just want to know who is to know like who 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 basically what would get the deal done. You understand? They just want to know what will get the deal done. Chris says, I'm now thinking about it. I do want Samu. Samu is a great striker. He would be perfect for Newcastle. Trust me when I say this. He will be perfect for Newcastle, but he's going to be so expensive because he just signed last summer. He just signed last summer. It's going to be so expensive. The Owens Forgotten Tape says, for a split second, I thought you were expression oozing. we Now he is hilarious. He's one of my favorite people to watch. He is one of my favorite people to watch. If I am able to land the way he actually talks in the first 5 minutes of his videos, I swear on everything I love. This I would not be telling everyone to be like, yo, go get us to 1,000 likes. You get me to 1,000 subscribers because it would have been done by now. He is so entertaining. I have to give him. I have to literally cut my cap. We got Jesus. Bro, the way he's talking so reckless about Maranacas, you do not know this dude's reputation. I'm not going to speak so reckless about Maranacas. Can somebody tell Uzi? Can somebody please tell Uzi that we need him on TikTok? We need him on YouTube so he should relax. He should relax talking about Nottingham Forest, please. No, definitely. Oh, no, this is crazy. Skeptical Hippo says forcing David De Gea out of the club for free to spend 57 million on Onana. Ten Hag needs to be arrested for his crimes. That's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. I think that was one of the biggest mistake that made Eric Ten Hag actually lose his job. I understand and I truly believe that those mistakes were one of the mistakes that made Eric Ten Hag lose his job. I think he made mistakes a lot. I think he made mistakes a lot. Now, let me tell you this. In this, the mistakes, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background stories that I've actually kind of come across and I've found and I've basically pieced together. When Eric Ten Hag needed a right-hand side player, he needed somebody to play the right-hand side because Jadon Sancho decided, oh, I do not want to play the right, I want to play the left. You understand? And then he went on his hiatus to be a freedom fighter. You understand? He went on his hiatus to be a freedom fighter. And so we did not depend on Jadon Sancho. So what happened in that situation? Manchester United we came up with a deal. We said, hey, you have options. You have options. Make a choice, and we are going to get that player for you. Make a choice, and we are going to get that player for you. And so what happened? What tended to happen was he had the option of Rafinha. Rafinha. You get what I mean? He had the option of Rafinha and Anthony. Same thing that Barcelona did. Barcelona had the option of Rafinha and Anthony because they also needed somebody to play those positions that Manchester United needed to fill. You understand? But guess what? Eric Ten Hag went and picked Anthony over Rafinha. And I'm not saying that Rafinha of Barcelona is who we are going to see right now or who we would have seen at Manchester United. But Those decisions, those mistakes are what broke the camel's back because he chose Anthony over Rafinha. He chose Anthony over Mohamed Kudus because Mohamed Kudus was also an option. You understand? He chose these players over. He chose Anthony over Kudus, chose Anthony over Rafinha, and then did the most egregious thing by forcing. Bro, the way it happened was absolutely crazy. They offered David De Gea a contract. I'm so mad about that situation. I'm telling you, no girl has broken my heart the way Eric Ten Hag broke my heart when he forced David Gea out of Manchester United. You understand, bro? It truly felt like I walked in on my girl with my best friend. That's how it felt. It felt like that. It truly felt like that. You understand? Because they gave him a contract to sign. Now it took time, right? Alan, thank you for following. I appreciate you. It took time for David De Gea to agree to that package because the package was actually reduced salary for more years. You understand? But he agreed to it at the end because he loved Manchester United. It's not that Manchester United that David De Gea did not have anywhere to go. It is not that. By the way, I think the starting lineup is out. But we are going to finish this story. I really want to tell you about this story because before we go any forward, it's not that he did not have any options. He had options. But the situation was, right? The situation was he took time and then Eric Ten Hag all of a sudden saw that Andre Onana was available to be sold. And Eric Ten Hag told them to resend the offer that they have given David De Gea, to resend the offer if they could and go buy Andre Onana. And that's how we get this situation now. It broke my heart. Savage Gear says, crimes to Manchester United. He made big mistakes on David De Gea and getting players how he wanted a wage packet, not shirt. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Please resend that message, but just kind of break it down a little bit more for me to kind of pick it up. Okay, thank you. Chris says maybe Samu. Samu is definitely cold. He says with the strikers in the market left, not including Jackson and Šeško, who should Newcastle get? I truly believe Samu. Samu is definitely a good option. I truly believe Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be a good option for Newcastle. Just the biggest problem with Dominic is his injury record. His injury record is so abysmal, but he is a talented player. You understand? Dominic Calvert-Lewin could be good for Liverpool. Definitely not good for Manchester United. Definitely not good for us, but definitely could be good for you for Newcastle. We also have what's his name? Randall Kolo Muani. You also have Randall Kolo Muani because bear in mind, Randall Kolo Muani is not his deal is not done yet. The deal for Kolo Muani is not done yet. You understand? He still wants to leave PSG. He wants to leave PSG, and you guys can get him for a discounted price because PSG does not want to sell to Juventus. Seemingly, you understand me? Guys on YouTube, guys, we have 16 people in here. Let's hit that like button. Let's get us to 20 likes. Let's get us to 20 likes. So, guys, hit that like button. Let's go. And on YouTube, TikTok, guys, hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Also, let's get us ourselves to 1,000 likes before the game starts. Um, Chris says, okay, he's stuck into soccer gamer, so that's good. La, la, la. Brown says, Hala Madrid, but Arsenal better than us. Jesus, that's a very, very, very depressing take. I've never seen a Madrid fan come say Hala Madrid and then say Arsenal are better than us. You guys have a very, very talented squad. A talented squad that is bar none, actually, when it comes to a composite nature of the squad itself. There's nobody when you're talking about from the goalkeeper to the striker to the bench to the coach. There's no team right now in the world of football that has a better squad than you guys. Skeptical Hippo says also Diego Dalot should have been sold, not Ariwan Bissaka. Ariwan Bissaka will be great in the back three of Amorim's system. Right centre back. Now, don't get me wrong. The last part of that message is it saved the entire message. The last part of that message saved the entire message because I actually like Diego Dalot and I actually believe that he's a talented boy. But that's going forward. He's not very good defensive. He always gets caught out. You understand? He always gets caught out. And so that's the problem at that situation. Now, when you're looking about Aaron Bissaka being the right centre back position, Aaron Bissaka, his pace, his ability on 1v1 is ridiculous. It is so talented. But then when you look at the situation, is that we already have Lenny Yoro that does the same thing and even better than Aaron Bissaka. You understand? He has more talent than Aaron Bissaka. He does tackle like Aaron Bissaka. You understand? And so those are the situations that I truly believe that it is going to be tough for you to be like, nah, we should not be signing Aaron Bissaka. Oh, we should not have sold Aaron Bissaka. We should have sold what's his name? You understand? So those are the things right there that I believe that is a that's where the building of the squad was actually done right when it comes to this particular situation. Chris says, no, oh no, us Geordies uh despises Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I bet you guys do. Nobody wants Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which is crazy because I think he's a talented boy. I really do. I really do. But his injury record is just ridiculous. His injury record is just so bad. It's so bad. Um, Daniel says, what is new about Šeško? Well, the new thing about Šeško is that Manchester United have spoken to RB Leipzig, and what RB Leipzig want is about 75 million pounds or million euros. I think it's million euros if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, let's confirm first before you give wrong information. Yes, million euros. So it's around 69 million pounds. They want that. They also want add-ons, which is going to be around 5 million pounds or million euros in add-ons. And then they also want a percentage in future sales if Manchester United um, sell, sell Benjamin Šeško in the future. But don't get me wrong, they also have conversations with Manchester United saying that they are open to putting allowing Manchester United to put a player into this deal in order for them to get this deal done. You understand? They definitely did. Based on what we are seeing, they are definitely leading when it comes to the transfer window. Soccer Gamer says, why nobody wants Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Man, I have no idea. I honestly do not have any idea because he's a talented boy. It's just a really tough one for them to kind of get him through the door. Especially because like he has a lot of problems. He has a lot of injury problems. His knees is literally made of glass. Okay, let's get into the updates that we are getting for Manchester United. If you guys are just joining us, Manchester United are playing against Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a really talented side led by Ariola. And so what we are seeing in this situation is Manchester United lineup is definitely going to be Heaton, Yoro, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Dallo, Fernandez, Casemiro, Doku, Mount, Dallo, Højlund, and then in the subs you're going to be having. So let's repeat that. I read that a little bit quick. So the starting 11 is going to be Heaton, Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw playing the three centre back role. And then in the wing back, you're going to be having Diego Dalot and Patrick Dogu. In the midfield two, we are going to be having Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. In the tens, you're going to be having Mason Mount and Dalot. And then in the striker, you're going to be having Rasmus Rasmus, Rasmus, Rasmus. And then in the substitutes, you're going to have Ben Yedder, me, De Ligt, Fredrickson, Heaven, Leon, Monroe, Collier, Fletcher, Kone, Meno, Ugarte, Mantato, Obi, and Williams. So it looks like Mateus Cunha is not even playing today, so that's good. Um, Frank says, "What position did you play?" I played the number 10 position. I was a striker first, but I was a striker that kind of enjoyed passing the ball. Don't get me wrong, I can still finish like nobody's business, but my coach thought that I would be best suited in the number 10. He transferred me into the number 10, and then I started playing in that situation. And of course, the typical story of it not working out. Mateus Cunha, it says, okay, Ruben Amorim talks about why Mateus Cunha is not in the playing lineup, and he says Cunha has fatigue. El fatigue. Um, he needs to be he need access, huh? Need to access, okay, I get it. Need to assess all the players, have to be careful with everyone. He's available for the next one. Mateus felt a little bit fatigued. He was ready to play. He wants to give everything, but we need to be careful. Very smart move, because we do not want to hear a goddamn thing on the 17th of August. We don't want to be hearing that Mateus Cunha can't play. We want him on the pitch, ready to play against Arsenal, as he is going to be dismantling Arsenal. If you were not here last night, I was talking about how Manchester United are going to take 3 points from that first game, and it's going to be something that is very shocking. Soccer Gamer says, yes, Man United is playing. Yep, yep, we definitely are playing. Um, Kilmatic says, who do you have winning the EPL title this season? Arsenal. I do have Arsenal winning the title. I do not know why, but I think the team is good enough right now to actually get the trophy. So that's definitely what the situation is. Um, Soccer Gamer says, I saw Liverpool play. We won it for our number 10. Absolutely. Liverpool definitely are playing really well. That's definitely true. Amorim says Cunha not playing due to fatigue. We need to ask. Okay, yeah, I've gotten that. Da, 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 da. What is next? What is happening next? What is happening next? What is happening next? La, 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 la. West Ham have actually won their game, so that's good. But another defeat for Everton. It's quite disappointing, Everton. It's quite disappointing. I saw Newcastle lose today. Who did you guys actually lose to? I did not watch the game, but who did you lose to? Brian Mbeumo also not involved. Ahmad and Mount to play as the number 10s. Højlund remains a striker spot. One thing, based on what we are seeing in the Premier in the preseason, it looks like Rasmus Højlund is going to be our starting striker. If we do not get Benjamin Šeško in, it looks like Rasmus Højlund is going to be our starting strikers. Guys, let's keep on hitting that like button. Let's keep on hitting that like button, guys. Chris says K All Stars. Um, you guys lost 1-0. Wow, that's I don't know who K All Stars are. Yeah, don't know that. That's disappointing. But it's the preseason. It's not the winning game. It's not about winning. It's about getting fit. So that's the okay. Korean League All Stars. Okay, thank you, Chris. Look at I'm learning. I'm learning. Um, the pins it says Newcastle lost 3 games. That's insane. Yes, they definitely did. It's quite disappointing, but yes, they did. We are on our way to 20 likes on YouTube. We are on our way to 5,000 likes on TikTok. And this is the most important part. We are also on our way to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 10,000 followers on TikTok. So, guys, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Really slam it as hard as you can. Do not break your phone though. But I really want you guys to join the crew, join the community, be pillars of this community, because trust me when I say this, it is for you and it's all about you and it's going to be remain for you. So guys, let's get it going. Let's get it going, people. Let's get it going. What next? What next are we going to be talking about? Guys, keep the comments coming in, because that is definitely going to be keeping us rolling so far. Look at Bruno. Thank you, man. I thank you for hitting that subscribe button. I truly appreciate you. It's crazy that our new Korean wonder kid played better than the number 10, no, the whole team, and he played 10 minutes. Who is that? Is that Rio kid? Is that the no, 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 no. That's Liverpool. I know I watched that kid and his dribbling, his ability to carry the ball is insane. Liverpool have a gem in that Rio boy. So what about Man United? Killer Kilamatic, what do you mean Man United? So do you think United will win today? Yes, I absolutely do. Not that forward doesn't mean anything. Um, I don't understand, man. It's like, okay, you're stuck into soccer gamer. Okay, makes sense. All right, that makes a lot more sense. Guys, thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's just basically keep on breaking the record, man. Let's keep on breaking the record, people. That's the beautiful thing about this situation. La 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 la. Finally, we are going to see Mason Mount on the field with the number 7 shirt. So that's good. How Man United will perform this season. Oh, that's an exciting one. I can talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I do believe, first things first, I believe Manchester United are going to be fifth place by the end of the season. Manchester United, I believe, are going to finish fifth. And that should give you a glimpse of what I think Manchester United are going to be doing this season. I truly believe that we are going to be having a system shift between us playing with a striker and playing without a striker. Guys, you guys know my trusted board. You know my one and trusted board. You get me? This formation right here. Can you guys see it? Oh my lord. Anytime I do this, it's always a situation. This formation right here, I truly believe is the way we are going to be playing when we need to be compact. Let's say we are playing against um Manchester City. They are going to have the ball. You understand? They are going to have the ball. And in this situation, we are going to be playing this system. In the system of Bruno playing here, Brian Mbeumo, and Mateus Cunha, without Benjamin Šeško. That's if Benjamin Šeško joins, or without Rasmus Højlund. But the moment Manchester United are now in a situation, we can still play this because this is very attacking for my. It's a really good system that balances out attack and defense. It's compact in the middle. It pushes you to the sides, but it's also compact on the sides for protection. But then when you look at this situation, right? When you have Benjamin Šeško coming into the league or coming into the team, then you will see a situation like this. And in this situation, Kinematic, oh, of course, you can ask a question, please bring it on. But in this situation, what you then start to see is there's a huge hole in the middle. There's a huge hole in the middle that usually would kind of get compacted this way, but then you're really having this a lot space here. So this whole situation is when we have domination of the ball. You understand? This formation has domination of the ball when we can be the one in front foot and not in back foot. That's what I think we'll do here. So that's definitely that. But guys, keep on bringing the questions, man. Keep bringing the questions. We talk about everything. We talk about everything. Um, Soccer gamer, you are absolutely a trooper. You can ask me anything. I'm an open book. We talk about sports. We talk about everything right here. It says, Beyond says, Man United also gets Kone. I love it. What Kone are you talking about? What Kone are you talking about? Are you talking about the kid that is already at Manchester United? Because he's a talented boy in the midfield. He is a talented boy. We just do not have the opportunity to play him yet. But he is a really talented player. He's a really talented player. Guys, let's keep on hitting that like button, man. Let's hit the like button. We are on our way to 20 likes. It does magic for us. So, guys, keep on hitting that like button. Kilematic says, do you think it was right for Man United to sell Rashford? Or do you think we should have kept him? I think it was due time. We needed to sell Rashford. I think it is time for Manchester United to just go past the whole idea of Marcus Rashford. It was something that was holding everybody back. It was holding Marcus Rashford back. It was holding Manchester United back. He was more than life. He truly, he truly felt more than life at Manchester United at some point. You understand? And that is not where it is. You cannot have a player competing with the the coach as who is the most influential at Manchester United. You just can't have that. And literally, he needed somebody to move, and Marcus Rashford was definitely it. So who's getting relegated this season? Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I know Sunderland is definitely not going to get relegated. I think they have basically done a really good job in the transfer market, and they're literally sprinkled experience plus youth, and they're not going to get relegated. So I think we might be seeing the likes of Birmingham. No, did Birmingham come up? No. Who came up again? Burnley. I think Burnley came up. Um, who came up? I know Burnley came up. Burnley, Sunderland, and one of Leeds. Leeds. Those sluggers. I hate those people with all my. Anyway, so this is what I think. Um, I think Sunderland stays up. Burnley and Leeds go down, but then also Everton goes down. A says, what was his decision? Well, the decision has basically been to open concrete talks with Manchester United. And also, the decision was Manchester United choosing to go for Benjamin Šeško instead of Ollie Watkins. So that was the decision that was made. So, decision has been made, and the decision is Benjamin Šeško. And of course, Benjamin Šeško is definitely um, looking at basically they have open conversations about him coming to Man United, and RB Leipzig are also even looking at Rasmus Højlund to be coming the other way. So I think that both both parties have basically chosen Manchester United, and that's kind of what I think about that situation. A says yes, Šeško, yes, salute to you. Number 9 says we want Jackson, bro. I don't know who is we because Manchester United don't want no goddamn Jackson. It's not Michael. He's we don't want that. He said, "Can you follow me, brother? Hit that follow button. If you want to subscribe, subscribe too. We are on YouTube. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. Hit that subscribe. Be part of the pillar of this community. So, guys, definitely hit the follow button. We don't want any. We don't want any Jacksons. You get me? We don't want no Jackson in Manchester United. So please, please, let's not get it twisted. We need a striker, but we do not need Jackson. Well, he's a good player though. Not gonna lie. He's a good player. Soccer Gamer says, I don't think Burnley or Leeds will go down. They built differently. How they play is insane. Well, um, we'll definitely see. We'll definitely see. There's definitely going to be competition. Hope Šeško bags 15 plus goals in the Prem. Well, this is the situation, right? About that situation. Hey, thank you very much, and shout out to you for helping a lot of people in terms of their gifts and stuff. So shout out to you on that. Benjamin Šeško scored 21 goals last season in 45 games. So 21 goals in the entire season. He scored 13 goals in he scored 13 goals in the Bundesliga. So he definitely has all it takes for him to actually score 15 plus. And I'm actually predicting that he does it. I'm actually predicting it. Um, Marcus randomly scrolling and came across the live. I'm from Wyoming. Love the hat. Salutes. Salute, buddy. Oh my God, he says, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. I like to actually do it because I entertain and I'm literally an open book and I'm a very unbiased guy that loves football. So whenever other fans come here and actually check it out, I absolutely appreciate it. So that's a Spurs fan. Shout out to you, guy from Wyoming. Um, so Chris says Jackson is suspended for the first one or two Premier League games, anyways. Don't get me wrong, Jackson could be good for Newcastle. Jackson could be good for Newcastle. He just could be. Um, so let's go. Liverpool Spurs history zero. A says no, I don't want Jackson's number. Or Jackson's number. He's kind of that's hilarious. Um, Chris says, no. But don't get me wrong, bro. You guys do play with a lot of like attacking minded. It's like we sit back, we defend, and we get the ball and we break. You understand? The transitional attack. That's why you guys went to get Antonio Langa. Jackson is just as fast. Well, not as fast as Antonio Langa, but he's a very rapid player. He's a very rapid player. The only problem about Jackson is that Chelsea want like 70 million to 90 million, which is just crazy work. He can't finish 1v1. Well, that's usually okay. Let me actually blow your mind. The hardest part of finishing, the hardest position to be as a striker is 1v1. That's the hardest part. A lot of people think it's the easiest because you see a big post, you see one goalkeeper, but that is actually the hardest part to finish because what you see in that goalkeeper is a goalkeeper doing this. So he comes out big and he's coming so forward to you that he narrows out the post. The perspective of the post literally gets really small. And it's you have to have instinctive finishing to understand. That's why you see Darwin Nunes finishes the hardest chances, but the easiest thing he doesn't finish as well. Because it's very hard to calm yourself and just be part of you finishing the goal and not thinking or overthinking or trying to do too much. That's the hardest part of the striker. I would know. I was part of one. Um, he said, I've never seen Šeško do a 1v1 or one on one. I gotta watch his highlights, bro. You are missing out. That dude knows the back of the net. He knows how to put it in. He also knows bro. You think Bruno Fernandes likes to shoot from far? You think Bruno Fernandes likes to shoot from far? This dude, that's his job. If he gets an opportunity, if he even sniffs that the goalkeeper is out of his line, is bang, bang. That's what he does. Trust me when I say this, it's crazy. He loves to shoot from far. Um, Chris says, I would take Ronaldo right now over Jackson. Oh my God, come on, bro. Come on, Ronaldo. Yes, Ronaldo is good, but come on, bro. Let's be serious. Let's be serious, guys. We are 6 likes away from hitting our goal on YouTube. So hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. We are 6 likes away from hitting our goal from YouTube, and we are around 15 subscribers and away from hitting our goal from YouTube in terms of the subscribe count. So, guys, let's keep on smashing that subscribe button. Smash that like button too. Smash it. Smash it. Soccer Gamer says, do you think Jesse Lingard, when he's in United, an incredible player in your opinion? I think he was a talent. I think he was a talented player. I just think he was in a situation and in a in a position where Manchester United were just honestly at the worst time in their career and the worst time in their life. That was the worst part of the whole situation. Guys, can somebody tell me in the chat because I don't want to change what is on my screen right now. Where is the where can we watch the United game? Where can we watch the United game? We are 4 likes away from hitting our record on YouTube. So guys, keep on hitting that like button. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Can somebody check for me? Can someone check for me, guys? Oh, la la la. Where Manchester United's game? Where is it going to be showed? Is it on Fubu or is it on a MUTV? Okay, let's keep on going though. Let's keep on going. Why you guys are figuring that out for us? Ah man, look at this, guys. Ready to face the cherries. Look at Mason Mount. Look at Mason. Look at Mason. I love this shirt. I love this shirt. I love that shirt. I'm gonna get it. Or maybe somebody's gonna get it for me. Who knows? I'm gonna maybe. Let me tell my girl to go get it real quick. Look Shaw, looking lean. I never see definition in his face, but he's always looking lean. I love it. I love it. And then you got the slab head in the back. Slab head in the back. Hey, in the back. Look at that. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, man, we definitely getting started. Guys, let me know. It says Google says Fubo TV, but I don't know if that's the only way to watch it. Man, Fubo TV, I don't understand. It's not like I don't have other ways to watch it, but like, one Tino says decision. Yes, the decision has been made. The decision has been made. The decision, of course, it is basically the idea of Manchester United choosing Benjamin Šeško over going for Ollie Watkins. Manchester United has chosen Benjamin Šeško over going for Ollie Watkins, so that is definitely the truth. And then you also have RB Leipzig opening concrete talks with Manchester United, and also interested. That's the key part. Also interested in getting a player back from Manchester United. So I believe that Šeško has basically told Leipzig something that he hasn't told the world yet. Um, 100 top 100 Šeško goals. Well, you need to go watch it. You honestly need to go watch it. There was one goal that he scored that was just ridiculous. It felt like Van Persie. It felt like I was watching Van Persie. You understand? It felt like I was watching Van Persie. It was a cross, a really, really far cross, right? It was literally a line breaking pass over top of people, and it did not land on the ground. And he literally flung his left foot to the back of the net. He literally dinked the goalkeeper. One Tino says, is Rasmus going to Red Bull? Well, Rasmus Højlund wants to stay at Manchester United. So that's one thing, right? He wants to stay at Manchester United. However, Red Bull Leipzig, RB Leipzig, wants Rasmus Højlund. They see him as their dream target to replace Benjamin Šeško. So that's the situation. It is a possibility. Possibly to get Šeško. Yes, yes, that's definitely the possibility. So guys, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Guys, we are on our way to 1,000 likes, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 10,000 followers on um TikTok. So guys, hit that like button. Let's get it. A says, I don't think Isak is going to leave Newcastle if we get Šeško. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that Manchester United getting Benjamin Šeško will stop. You understand? I'm hoping that Manchester United getting Benjamin Šeško will stop Newcastle from selling Alexander Isak to Liverpool, because that's just going to be ridiculous. Liverpool having Alexander Isak and Ekatike. That's just troubling. Is there any news about Rodrigo? No news about Rodrigo so far. No news about Rodrigo so far. Nothing. We haven't gotten any news um about the conversations that that they had with Xavi Alonso and Florentino Perez, but I actually believe that he wants to stay at Madrid. I believe that. Soccer. Okay. A says yes. Say I heard Rodrigo wants to stay and prove himself to Xavi. Yes, he should. He should. He should. He's better than what they have over there, and he's also someone that can actually play the right wing back position. He can play that. He could be their Amad Diallo. He definitely could be their Amad Diallo. He could be that. Let's see, man. Ooh, Fubu. Where are you, Fubu? I think he's better than Vini. Well, he's definitely very much. He dribbles better than Vini. He's definitely a better dribbler than Vini. But it's just a tricky situation because Vini's production is better than Rodrigo. Because to be honest with you, Rodrigo has not even scored up to 15 goals for um for Madrid yet. That's the crazy part. He hasn't scored 15 goals for Madrid yet. Mm, I don't want to pay. I don't want to cheat on you. But yeah, man, he doesn't want to pay. Jeez. But yeah, that's kind of what is happening, man. That's what is happening. Anyway, guys, the game's about to start. I'm about to go watch the game, and but we'll definitely be live tomorrow morning, and then we'll also be live tomorrow evening. So, guys, we are on our way. I'm repeating it. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, guys, if you are here watching us on TikTok and you like what we are seeing, we have long form content on YouTube, and we do a lot of stuff on YouTube that we do not and we cannot do here on TikTok. So, guys, go over to YouTube. It is Pillar Sports, Pillah Sports. Right there, it is crystal clear, and you will definitely see us. Hit that like button. We are going to try and definitely go into it, but we definitely have to look at the game. We have to watch the game. Soccer Gamer says, stream the game with us. Don't leave. Nice chatting with someone who knows ball. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm trying to figure out how to actually get the game. That's the problem. I'm trying to figure out how to get the game because football is definitely doing a big one, and I don't want to kind of dabble in the whole idea of me having to pay for a preseason game. Um, I already paid for like Sling and everything. Nick says, "What's happening, man?" Well, we have basically spoken about Benjamin Šeško. We have spoken about a lot of things. So the idea is that Manchester United has chosen to go for Benjamin Šeško over Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is definitely going to prove to be more. Would you rather have Šeško or Solanke? Šeško every day of the week, every day of the week. Come on now. Dominic Solanke is good, but the ceiling of Šeško is ridiculous. It's like you guys did not watch Šeško when he was at RB Leipzig, especially when he came in first. The things that the intangibles that you can't teach, Šeško has it. Avila just scored. Ah, oh Jesus! I need to find a way to watch this game. Morgan Rogers. I'm still shocked that Morgan Rogers is still there. I'm shocked. I just wanted to eat on you. Okay, let's see. Maybe can somebody check if it's playing on ESPN? Disney, Disney. See, I'm about to do a United career mode while talking to you. That's clever. I actually want to do that. I don't know if you guys would actually be interested in that, in me doing it. I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in me doing it, but I'm actually thinking about doing it. So you guys, let me know if you guys want me to actually do those career mode things. I've never been guys to kind of show me playing game. But um, let's see. Calvin. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys. Peace. I'll be right back. If I can figure it out, I'll be right back for us to do the stream together. If not, I'll just see you guys. Yes, I am streaming on YouTube. It is Pillar Sports. I'm streaming on YouTube too. So, guys, join us over there. I'll see you guys. Peace. Let's see. Let's see.